Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Today's Launch webcast. My name is Sarah Violin, and I am the Chief Manager of Communication at Diamond Aerospace. Today's mission is the second launch of Gepardo Neo, which we literally carrying a payload into orbit, which is the Gravity Space Terralink satellite. Terralink is a small satellite, small but powerful one. A satellite that aimed to provide high-speed internets around the globe to every corner of the planet-trough low Earth orbit. This was the batch first to launch and also the first commercial payload we've ever sent, hopefully, to orbit. Really exciting to see this. Hopefully, we can get to orbit this time. Also, a little recap about the previous launch of Gepardo Neo. Let's take a look about that.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see you again on today's launch attempt. As we learned from the previous flight test and amount of data that we gather, also hundreds of improvement being made on the vehicle to get this moment. The primary improvement is the new COPVS that can handle about 7,000 psi, which the double of capability than before. A new header tank was also installed on the second stage to help engine restart during the coast phase. The cause of the previous failure was due to high vibration. As a result, one of the cope failed during second stage ascent, creating a small hole act as a reaction control system. To minimize this issues, we improved the wall thickness, also a new placement of COPV to help prevent this happen again. We also will not attempting to recover the first stage on this mission, also on the future mission. The data previous flight overall did not met criteria for the first stage. As the result, we'll not attempting recovery ever again. Alright, we're now 3 minutes and 30 seconds ahead for launch. I'll switch back to Sarah.
All right. Thank you very much, Dan, about the information. We're now little over 3 minutes before the launch of the Consequence of Velocity, which is a really good name if you ask me. All right. As the clock continued ticking, as we almost reached zero, no call out that mean no issue running on the vehicle. So let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the launch.
T-minus 3 minutes approaching. LOX load completes.
On VO0 range, go for launch.
S1 LOX load completes.
Range violation false.
T-minus 2 minutes ground gas closeout. Final commit.
Stage 1 is go.
Stage 2 is go.
Copy both stages is go.
Approach and terminate gate. Passing the terminate gate.
Auto sequence enabled. Launch director, are you go for launch?
Termination is armed.
Launch director on countdown 1 net, go for launch.
Auto sequence switch to auto launch.
T-minus 20 seconds.
TWR is nominal, chamber pressure, power, and telemetry is nominal.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
Plus 30-second vehicle has lifted off from Enterprise Spaceport and making its way to orbit. All engine on the first stage looking good as we continue to ascend, trot the atmosphere. Incredible tracking views of the vehicle. Great call out so far.
Vehicle pass trough supersonic.
Vehicle is moving faster than speed of sound.
Max Q.
There it is, Max Q. The most stressed moment on the vehicle during ascent. The next activity will be staging. There's 3 events that will going on simultaneously, which is main engine cutoff, stage separation, and assess 1. Main engine cutoff, which will cut off all the engine on the first stage. Stage separation, where we separated both stages, and assess 1, where the second stage engine firing for the first time. And there it is, the onboard views of Gepardo Neo looking down as it continued to ascend, trough the atmosphere. We're now about 2 minutes before the staging events going on. Just a reminder that those events will be going simultaneously. If you're just joining us, Gepardo Neo has successfully lifted off from Enterprise Spaceport at Ratio Republic. The vehicle, as you can see on your screen, is still continue ascent with all 5 engines on board on the first stage light up. Due to penalty of payload, the first stage burn will be much longer than before. The vehicle is now prepared for staging. Let's listen to the call out.
MECO.
Stage sep.
Stage 2 ignition.
Those events successful. If you can see there, the burning bright of lustrous vacuum engines propelling the vehicle to orbit. Next event will be fairing separation in just a few seconds from now. And there it is. And if you can see there, the Gravity Space Terralink on top of Link's upper stage. Lynx is our brand new kick stage to help any satellite to launch to any orbit, including geostationary and even moon and beyond. All right, looks like we still continue to ascend. No issues happened on the second stage. Hopefully we can get to reach Sieko now.
Sieko.
And there it is. The vehicle has reached Sieko. We're not done yet. All right, second stage has reached Sieko, but we're not in orbit yet. We'll fire in the engines once again, and final time for circulation. We'll take a break for a moment and see you guys there. Welcome back, everyone. We're now back from the coast phase. The Gravity Space Terralink is still attached on the second stage. We're now preparing for SES 2 or Second Engine Start 2. The burn should be last under 1 minute. We'll begin shortly in just any moment.
SES2. SECO, nominal orbit insertion.
All right, the burn 2 is completed and the second stage is now in orbit around the globe. The next event will be payload separation, this including the kick stage links. I'm back again here. We're now approaching the payload separation. All right, the payload will be separated from the second stage in just any moment from now. And there it is.
Links and Terralink separation confirm. Thanks for the ride, Gepardo.
And there it is. The payload has successfully separated, and that brings our webcast to a close. We like to give a shout out to Casa Juno, New Origins to supporting this mission. We also want to give a big thanks to Gravity Space to entrusting us with you payload. With that, we signing off from the webcast.